This is video 20, and I have Levi with me today. And if you don't know who Levi is, he is an extraordinary person. I have known him for, I guess, a year, but I've been in contact in groups with Levi. And then we ran into each other in Maui last February. And I was like, "You're from Coeur d'Alene, I know you." And then we started talking and then connected over different ways. So he's a realtor, he's a speaker, does some podcast stuff now, social media. So kind of just talk about what you're doing and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, thanks for having me. I've enjoyed these videos that you're doing. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, so as you said, I'm a full-time real estate agent in the area, but I'm also a public speaker. I get the opportunity to be a business life coach. And then I also am a trainer, facilitator. So I do some of those things as well. You had Jeff Conroy on here. Him and I are colleagues too. So
Oh, really?
yeah, we get the opportunity to work for a company called Influence Power to Lead together. So it's pretty fun. But yeah, so you kind of hit on it. This podcast I've been working on, it's called The Morning Mindset. And it kind of started, let's see, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version of my story.
Sure.
That's okay. Yeah. So if for anyone who knows my story, maybe you don't, just kind of grew up dealing with a lot of big time insecurities that really, from a young age, paralyzed just me in all areas of life. I grew up really overweight. And got made fun of from a young age, which is hard for a young kid. But then when it stays with you for a long time, it's really challenging. You know what I mean? And so that really began to affect the way that I lived and just into early adulthood. And then it was in 2013, I just kind of realized, man, the way I'm living, the way I'm thinking, the things I'm saying and my actions in my daily life aren't reflecting the life that I really feel like I've been, called or envisioned to live. And so I just made a decision to change. And, for me, what I say is I didn't want my story in the past to be my story moving forward. And so I committed to a process of growing in every area of my life. And the vehicle that I did to do that year in 2013 was sign up for an Ironman triathlon. So I did my first Ironman in 2014. So spent a year of my life training and growing in every single area. But the reason this whole morning mindset is so crucial, because if you know the more in-depth version of my story, you'll hear me talk a lot about how important our mindset is, right? Yeah. And something I realized along the way is that, each and every one of us, we go through our daily life steeped in one mindset or another, right? Mm-hmm. Our thoughts affect the way that we live. But we don't consciously realize that what it is that we think about and focus on a consistent basis, we move towards. Yeah. So we can end up places in our life that we never intended to end up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I'm passionate about this mindset, this topic, because I think it's crucial. I think it's the one thing that can either paralyze or empower us in our life. And I've lived both. I've lived the life where I was paralyzed by a mindset that was not good. And then I've also experienced this transformation where I began to learn a new skill set to approach life with the right mindset. Not that I'm perfect by any means, right? We all have days and different parts of our story. So when COVID-19 happened, there's a lot of news going on that whether it's true or not, we're faced with it daily. A lot of fear is happening, and our world's been flipped upside down. We're being asked to stay home, stay away from family, loved ones, coworkers, and some people aren't getting paid. Some people are actually sick themselves, and there's a lot of opportunity for our mind to be flooded. Right. With fear, negativity, insecurity, whatever it is. And so I realized, man, so it kind of started where I was realizing, man, I got to protect my mindset more than anything right now. I'm a dad to a 10-month-old. I'm a husband. I'm a business owner. And so how my mindset affects the way I approach the way I live, right? It affects the way I approach my relationships, my clients, everything. And so it was a couple weeks ago, and I was just spending my morning routine, getting my mindset right and doing my gratitudes. And I said, during this time, I really want to help protect the mindset of other people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because some people I don't want to say don't have the skill set, but I know it doesn't come as naturally, or people haven't really learned what does it mean to approach to have the right mindset and to not be controlled by fear. And I understand there's people like that. And so for me, it was, man, I've been blessed with being surrounded by a lot of people that have helped me in this with mindset, and that I feel like approach life with just really a lot of positivity and are doing a lot to help other people. So I thought, man, if I could do something where I bring those people in and I just ask them questions, right? And so that's what I decided to do. So the morning mindset was kind of born out of that. It was never like, I'm going to start a podcast. This is what I want to do. I want to get my message out there. It was like, I want to help protect the mindset of other people in my community and my friends and my family and loved ones through hearing from other people who have been through adversity, who have overcome a lot of things, and who have a really good message that I think can speak to anybody and everyone. So that's kind of the Reader's Digest version of me, my story, and why I did the morning mindset.
That's awesome. Are you going to keep doing these podcasts?
Yeah, so it was meant to be a 2-week thing, and so it was, today's Wednesday, so I have 2 more. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of really good feedback, and I've actually found out that, ultimately with coaching, speaking, training, facilitating, it is kind of in line with what I'm already doing and what I'm passionate about. And so,
and you're good at it too. Like it's a natural gift for you to like watch and listen to you do these.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That means a lot, especially coming from you. So thank you. I do want to continue. I don't know what it will look like, to be honest. I really want to spend some time being intentional and just kind of laying out the thoughts and what do people need to hear?
Exactly.
Because I don't want to just get my voice out there for the sake of, yak. I get paid to go talk and run my mouth. So it's, I want to do it to where, how can I help add value? And I really, really see a ton of value in the people we surround ourselves with. We're the sum of the 5 people we spend the most time with.
Yeah.
And so, I think pulling together like what you're doing now, right?
Yeah.
And it's crucial, and it's a message that I think needs to get out there. So I'll continue. I don't know what it will look like though.
Well, I have another question. So what has made with you talking about your mindset and what you're doing, what, if you could give someone advice, like what is the, like number one or number two things, 1 or 2 things that is super crucial or has made you successful with your mindset?
Oh man. Yeah, that's a great question.
And it's hard to nail it down. I know there's a lot of things that come into that, but like, if you could just quickly give some advice to someone, what would those be?
Yeah. 2 things that come to mind right away. 1, shut off the noise. There's a lot that comes at us on a daily basis. We consume a lot, whether it's the radio, the news, podcasts, ironically, books, things like that. So what I mean by shut off the noise is be really mindful as to what you're allowing in to your brain, what you're consuming, right? And so that would be the first one. And then the second one really is know who's in your neighborhood, I guess I'll say. That was actually, someone put it that way on a Morning Mindset podcast. He said, man, I'm very cautious of who's in my neighborhood. And not your physical neighborhood, but the people that you're allowing to influence your life. And
completely.
the biggest thing that I could tell people is surround yourself with people who want to protect your mindset. Who know you and aren't afraid to tell you the hard truth sometimes, but can also pull greatness out of you and pick you up when you're down, especially in a time like today. It's so important that we surround ourselves with the right people and we consume the right content.
Perfect. Well, last question. How can our community support you? What are things that our community, myself, or anybody can give to you? Since you are starting to pour in our community and give us these great podcasts, what can we do for you at this time?
Yeah, that's a great question as well. I appreciate you asking. I think I'm genuinely passionate about this topic of mindset, as you can tell probably. And so I think how you could help me, I think, is really all of us just kind of teaming up and helping protect the mindset of our community. We all love and care about Coeur d'Alene. We love and care about our friends and family. And so to protect the mindset, I think, is twofold. 1 is really take captive your own thoughts, evaluate what's going on in your head and what's coming out of your mouth. And if you need to change that a little bit, don't be ashamed to do it.
Exactly.
And then 2, help people along the way, because I think I used to feel like, oh, everyone should just understand, like change your mindset. It's easy. And what I've found is it's not easy. It comes easier for other people, and it's a skill set that's learned. So help other people, pour into them, encourage them, lift them up, be grateful for them, hold them accountable. So that's how you guys can help me, is
Perfect.
team up with me in this mindset mission, if you will.
Well, great.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to get a hold of you, how do we get a hold of you? Social media,
Yeah.
email?
Social media is the best. So Instagram, Levi Gurno _ Facebook, Levi Gurno. There's two of them. You'll know which one's actually me. Well, they're both me, but you'll know which one I use. And then I got to step up my LinkedIn game. So yeah, I'd say Facebook and Instagram for now.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Levi. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Tabitha.
Have a good one.
You too.